the indignation that they have with workers daring to have a say in what happens in the place where they spend the majority of their waking lives. It's just elitist, oligarchical, tyrannical.
Are you on? Which side are you on?
Let's just respond to some of these anti-union op-eds that came out last week. Last week we had two, maybe more, but I saw two. And one of them was from the Speaker of the House, Nathaniel Ledbetter, the Speaker of the State House in Alabama, Nathaniel Ledbetter, calling the UAW a leech, which I think is hilarious coming from a politician,
Right.
coming from a politician in service of, profit-making enterprises from other countries coming to exploit Alabama workers and who, literally make money by not giving us the full value that we create. Literally, logistically, literally, descriptively leeching off of Alabama workers. That is how profits are created. So I think that's pretty funny. Lambasting the UAW's business model. There's the kind of sneaky attempt to try to,
it's funny how businesses only need negative connotations when associated with unions, right?
Yeah.
Boss is only a bad term if it's union boss, but and so that weaponize the workforce, drive up cost, destroy quality, and send the state's auto industry up in smoke.
Yeah.
Now,
that would be super in the self-interest of the workers in
that would be
great.
I'm sure they're plotting in Detroit. How can we shut down all these factories we're trying to organize?
Right.
Because I'm sure we'll just be raking in the dues dollars then, won't we?
It just doesn't make sense, the idea that
Weaponize the workforce. You mean educate them?
Right.
You mean organize them? You mean workers start asking questions? Suddenly that's weaponized?
Right. And that's, that's the whole thing. And, it's funny, the idea that standing up for yourself and asking for more money is, that's going to send jobs away. I mean, if you follow that to its conclusion, what they should advocate is for workers to, ask the companies to work for less than they're offering, because then that will really help the companies stay here. It's not anything about, the values being created. I mean, just to be serious, the thing is that the value is being created. The only question is, where is it going to go? Is it going to line some schmuck's pocket in New York or some, big city investor? Or is it going to, like Jacob Ryan said, the Mercedes worker in Tuscaloosa, is it going to go into pockets like his, where he's going to be able to spend that money in his local community and actually, lift the tide, rise the tide for the rest of his community, spend money at his local restaurants and help those, small business owners. We love small business owners, right? It's just so frustrating. The way that they talk about and the indignation that they have with workers daring to stand up for themselves and daring to have a say in how their lives are run and what happens in the place where they spend the majority of their waking lives. It's just, it's so elitist and, oligarchical, tyrannical, and yeah, absolutely. Workers should not listen to it.
And, they destroy quality.
Right.
They destroy quality. How?
Right.
Where? Where does the union ever advocate for less quality in products? I mean, Tesla, their products are pretty jacked up right now, not because of a union.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's another thing. Tesla is also laying off 10% of its workforce, but there's no union there to put the blame on, and so nobody's talking about it.
Right. Absolutely right. I mean, and, they've sucked all the blood out of cities like Detroit. They have southern states like Alabama in their crosshairs, he says.
Right.
All the blood out of cities like Detroit, really. Arguably the UAW is the reason for any success Detroit has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he, of course, talks about the multiple generations of UAW leaders have a proven history of stealing from members. I think, you know, I think it's pretty obvious that things have changed in the UAW,
Right.
that this is a more democratic union. It's a more militant fighting union. Members now have more power through one member, one vote. And so those issues are not irrelevant, but it is kind of ironic a politician complaining about this, right?
Yeah.
Last I checked, the Alabama legislature is pretty intent on picking our pockets as
Right.
working people.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
And then, you know, finally to say the UAW used a strategy known as card check to unionize a Volkswagen facility in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That is a lie.
Yeah.
That is just like flat out a lie. This is the
Right.
UAW's preferred method because it forces employees to go on the record about whether or not they want to unionize. You sign cards at every campaign.
Mhm.
That's not the same as card check.
You have to sign cards to even have an election. I mean, that's the absurdity of union elections in this country. It's as if you first, it's as if, you know, if we were putting this in the political context and, you know, I'm running for mayor, well, you first have to have an election of, are we going to have a mayor, right? And to do that, you have to sign cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have at least 30% cards signed to file for an election. Of course, Volkswagen was unionized through an election because Volkswagen did not voluntarily recognize the union. This is asinine. It's flat out lies.
Yeah.
It's lies. And here's the thing. A lot of people who see this article aren't going to know that it's a lie.
No.
But you know that it's a lie. We know that it is a lie. So if he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? If he's willing to lie about something that is literally last week's breaking news,
Right.
right? Like, it's not hard to find a headline where a headline itself says ballot or election or election result, right? To make it very obvious this wasn't no freaking card check. Yeah, that's really insulting. It's insulting for you as the state Speaker of the House to get on this right-wing rag and lie to the people of Alabama about what's happening in Tennessee. Do you think we're that stupid? I don't know.
Yeah.
So then you had Arnold Mooney that saying labor unions replace hope with hopelessness and jobs with joblessness and opportunities with abandonment.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, really, like, there's just, you know, it's amazing that they come out with so many of these because it's all saying the same stuff. I mean, there's no, you know, intrigue or personal stories or anything interesting because you know, the dirty secret is it's all written by probably the same schmuck working for the Business Council of Alabama, probably the same guy is writing all of this and just finding people to tag bylines onto it. This is not written by Nathaniel Ledbetter or Arnold Mooney. This is written by some idiot working for the Business Council of Alabama, which is an organization collectively working in the interests of business to try to convince individual employees that we shouldn't collectively organize in our own interests. I mean, it's absurd.
It is, yeah. And Mooney says Alabama will join the list of states that industrial prospects immediately cross off of their list when looking for places to locate or expand. Okay, now let's compare the economies of union states versus so-called anti-union states like Alabama. Last I checked, Alabama ranks at or near the bottom of everything. Everything good, we're down there at the bottom. Everything bad, we're up there at the top. When it comes to poverty, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to incarceration, when it comes to transportation and infrastructure, you name it, Alabama, our quality of life is not good compared to the rest of the country, compared to the rest of the developed world. Alabama is one of the worst places to be a working class person in the entire developed world. Dozens of other countries, 49 other states. Alabama is one of the worst places you could pick if you're a working class person.
Right.
And you're telling me UAW may change this dynamic? Oh, shocker. Oh, God. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, hell, looks like we can only go up from here.
Yeah.
When you're already ranked 49th or 50th and everything. You know, that's the thing that's wild to me is this is all to protect this status quo that is so obviously broken for so many of us. And, you know, I guess we're supposed to be grateful for the little crumbs that we get. We're supposed to be grateful that, oh, this is the Alabama way.
Mm-hmm.
The Alabama way is to keep us poor, to keep us uneducated, to have no infrastructure, to have no public services, where we have to beg our legislators each year to take advantage of federal money that our taxes fund. We pay federal taxes, and then we have to beg our state politicians to let us benefit from those federal taxes. That's how asinine it is down here. And so if, you know, that model is under attack, I'm all for it. I say bring it on.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.